Good morning students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Myself Dr. Leena. As you all know, I am uploading previous year questions of IIT JAM and CSIR NET. So today we will discuss some questions on sequence and series. Let Mn denotes the vector space of all real n by n matrices. Among the following subsets of Mn, decide which are linear subspace. V1, V2, V3, V4, these four sets are given to us and we have to decide which one is a linear subspace. So for defining a linear subspace or how to define a linear subspace, we know that V is a non-empty set. Say if I have W is a non-empty set, then W is said to be linear subspace if A W1 plus B W2, it belongs to W, and also 0 should belongs to W, or this can be taken as W1 plus W2, it belongs to W, and A into W1, it belongs to W. So if any non-empty set which satisfies this condition or this condition with 0 belong to that non-empty set is said to be the linear subspace. So we have checked these conditions from these sets. So first is so V1 set, this is given as A belongs to Mn such that A is non-singular. A is non-singular means determinant of A is not equal to 0. Now we have to prove that V is a linear subspace or not. So you can see that A belongs to Mn and determinant of A is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0, it's not 5, it's equal to 0. This is equal to 0. Now you can see that 0 doesn't belongs to V1. So this implies V1 is not a linear subspace. Right. Now let us take V2. V2 is given as A belongs to Mn, where M is the matrix of order n, such that determinant of A is equal to 0. Now you can see that 0 belongs to V2. Clear? Now we have to check the property also. So what will we do? We will assume a matrix A of order 2 as 1 0 0 1. Now you 1 0 0 0. Now you can see that its determinant of A is 0, and then B is equal to 1 0 0 0 0 1. Again its determinant is equal to 0. But if I take A plus B, so what it will be? It will be 1 0 0 1. Now you can see that A belongs to V2, B belongs to V2, but A plus B, it doesn't belongs to V2. So this implies V2 is not a linear subspace. Clear? Now let us take V3. V3 is given as A belongs to Mn such that trace of A, this is equal to 0. Now A belongs to Mn such that trace of A, this is equal to 0. So let B belongs to Mn, B belongs to V3. This implies trace of B will be 0. Now trace of A is 0, trace of B is 0. So what will I do? I will try to find trace of, this is trace of alpha into A plus beta into B. This is equal to alpha trace of A plus beta trace of B, which is equal to alpha into 0 plus beta into 0, which is equal to 0. This implies alpha into A plus beta into B, it belongs to V3 such that trace of alpha A plus beta B is equal to 0. So this implies V3 is a linear subspace. Right. Next, the fourth set is V4. This is equal to the set BA such that A belongs to Mn, where B is some fixed matrix in Mn. So now we have to prove that V4 is a linear subspace. So what will we do? Let us take B1 and B is fixed. Let A1 and A2 belongs to V4. So BA1 and BA2, it belongs to V4. So if alpha into BA1 plus beta into BA2, this belongs to V4, we have to show. So B is a fixed matrix in Mn. So what it is? Alpha A1 plus beta A2. So as BA1 belongs to V4, BA2 belongs to B4. So alpha and beta, these are some scalars. So B into alpha A1 plus beta A2, it will also belongs to V4. So this implies V4 is a linear subspace. So first and fourth set, these are linear subspaces. Next we have, which of the following sets of functions from R to R is a vector space? So again the condition of vector space is there. If V is a non-empty set and if alpha and beta, these are two scalars belongs to F, then v1 and v2 are two vectors which belongs to v, then alpha into v1 plus beta into v2, it belongs to v. This is the condition for the vector space. The difference between vector space and subspace is, in subspace it is necessary that 0 should be there, but in vector space only two conditions should satisfy, whether v1 plus v2 belongs to v, alpha into v1 belongs to v, or alpha v1 plus beta v2 it belongs to v. So we can check any of the condition. Now here we will check S1 is d such that limit of gx x approaches to 3, this is equal to 0. So let g1 and g2 it belongs to S1. So this implies limit x approaches to 3, g1x is equal to 0, and limit x approaches to 3, g2x is equal to 0. So condition for the vector space is let alpha and beta belongs to F. So alpha into g1x plus beta into g2x, this is equal to limit when x approaches to 3, this is equal to alpha limit x approaches to 3, g1x plus beta limit x approaches to 3, g2x, which is equal to 0. So this implies alpha g1x plus beta g2x, limit x approaches to 3, this is equal to 0. This implies S1 is a vector space. S1 is a vector space. Now take up the another set S2. S2 is F belongs to F such that limit of x approaches to 3, fx is equal to 1. So let f1 and f2 belongs to S2. So we have to prove that alpha into f1 plus beta into f2 it belongs to S2. So now f1 belongs to S, so this implies limit x approaches to 3, f1x, this is equal to 1, limit x approaches to 3, f2x, this is equal to 1. So alpha f1 plus beta f2 of x, this is equal to alpha f1x plus beta f2x. So alpha f1x is 1 plus beta f2x is 1, which is equal to alpha plus beta. So let alpha and beta, this is equal to 1. So we are getting the answer as 2. So this implies alpha f1 plus beta f2, it doesn't belongs to S2. So S2 is not a vector space. Clear? Now take up the another set. So we take up this set S3. S3, this is equal to set G such that limit x approaches to 3, Gx exists. So let G1 and G2, they belongs to S3. So limit G1x when x approaches to 3 exists, and limit G2x when x approaches to 3 exists. Now what about limit x approaches to 3 alpha G1x plus beta G2x. This is equal to alpha limit x approaches to 3 G1x plus beta limit x approaches to 3 G2x. So this limit exists, their summation will also exist. So limit alpha G1x plus beta G2x x approaches to 3 exist. This implies alpha G1x plus beta G2x, it belongs to S3. This implies S3 is a vector space. So S1 and S3 are vector spaces, but S2 is not a vector space. Next you have which of the following subsets of R4 is a basis of R4. So for the proving the basis, it is enough to prove that these sets are linearly independent. So we will check all the three sets B1, B2 and B3, and we'll see that which of these are linearly independent. The sets which are linearly independent, they form the basis. So first of all, let us take up the set B1. So how to check that this set is linearly independent or dependent? What will we do? If you have the vector space, say V, and say V1 and V2, it belongs to V, and alpha and beta, these are two scalars which belongs to F, and if we are able to write these as the linear combination, and alpha and beta, it comes out to be 0, then we say that this set of vectors V1 and V2 is linearly independent. So this is the way to proving that vectors are linearly independent or not. So first of all, we take up the set B1. So for B1, what will we do? We write alpha. Set is, entries of the set are 1, 0, 0, 0 plus beta 1, 1, 0, 0 plus gamma 1, 1, 1, 0, plus delta 1 1 1 1, this is equal to 0. So if alpha, beta, gamma, delta, these all four constants comes out to be 0, we say this vector, this set B1 is linearly independent. So we will write its equations. Alpha into 1, so that will give you alpha. Alpha into 1 is alpha, beta into 1 is beta, gamma into 1 is gamma, delta into 1 is delta. So first component will be alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta. This is equal to 0. Another equation is alpha into 0 is 0, beta into 1 is beta plus gamma plus delta. This is equal to 0. Another equation is alpha into 0, 0, beta into 0, beta into 0. This is equal to 0, gamma into 1. So you will get gamma plus delta into 1. This is equal to 0. Another is delta is equal to 0. So what we are getting from all these, delta is equal to 0. Put delta is equal to 0. This is the first equation. Second, third and fourth. So from third, gamma is equal to 0. From second, beta is equal to 0. And from first, alpha is equal to 0. So what we are getting, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to delta. This is equal to 0. This implies this set B1 is linearly independent. Now take up the another set for B2. So for B2, again we have alpha into 1 0 0 0 plus beta into 1 2 0 0 plus gamma 1 2 3 0 plus delta 1 2 3 4, this is equal to 0. So again we will get the equations alpha into 1, alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta, this is equal to 0. Then 2 into beta plus 2 into gamma plus 2 into delta is equal to 0. Then 3 into gamma plus 3 into delta is equal to 0. Then 4 delta is equal to 0. So when you solve out these equations, we will get delta is equal to 0, gamma is equal to 0, beta is equal to 0 and alpha is equal to 0. So all constants are coming out to be 0. This implies B2 is linearly independent. Next you have for the set B3. Again we have alpha into 1 2 0 0 0 0 1 1 2 1 0 0 and delta, this is equal to minus 5 5 0 0, this is equal to 0. So alpha plus 2 gamma minus 5 delta is equal to 0 by taking the first component alpha into 1, beta into 0, gamma into 2 and minus 5 into delta. Then you have 2 alpha plus gamma plus 5 delta is equal to 0. Then you have beta is equal to 0. Then you have delta is equal to 0. Beta is equal to 0. So what will we do? We will solve these two equations. So when you add these two, 1 and 2, when you add these two, what you will get? Alpha 1 plus 2, alpha plus 2 gamma is equal to 0, 2 alpha plus gamma is equal to 0. So these are two equations in two unknowns. So just solve it out, multiply this equation with 2 and subtract these. On subtracting these, you will get the value of gamma as 5 and put the value of gamma in the first equation. In this equation, you will get the value of alpha as minus 5 and then you have delta. So let us assume delta as 1. So you are getting the values of the constants. So as you are getting the values of the constants, this implies B3 is linearly dependent. So in this way we can check that our B1, B2 these are independent, whereas linearly dependent. Next you have dimension of the vector space of all symmetric matrices A, which is equal to Aij, of order n by n with n greater than is equal to 2 with real entries A11 is equal to 0 and trace 0 is. So you have to tell the dimension of the vector space of all symmetric matrices. So what will we do? We will choose one symmetric matrix of order A, B, C, B, C, D, E, and this means A is equal to 0 and sum of the traces this is equal to 0. So D is 0 into minus F. Clear? So ultimately what you have 0, B, C, 0, D, E and then you have this is B and this is C, E and minus D. Now you can count the independent vectors. So here independent vectors are B, C, D and V, which are different different arbitrary vectors. So different arbitrary vectors are 4. So this implies dimension of V is 4. So in these given dimensions, whatever option is given to you, let us take n is equal to 3 because we have a matrix of order 3 and if we put n is equal to 3 in A, then you will get, if you put n is equal to 3 in option A, you will in option A you will get n is equal to you will get the dimension as 4. For other choices you won't get dimension exactly as 4. So only option A is correct. others are incorrect. So this is all about. So today we have discussed some questions on sequence and series. We will upload more videos on this topic. So if you like this type of videos, just subscribe the channel, like and share. Thanks to all.